I retired and it was in the fall. So it was cold and you didn't get out much. So I spent a lot of time watching Netflix and sitting on the couch and doing nothing. And I was thumbing through the Facebook and I saw Ladybug out, Dee, with her little red van. And she was living in that van. And I thought to myself, that is amazing. I could do that. Right after I saw that video, it wasn't long after that, like a month or so, that I got diagnosed with breast cancer. And boy, did that change my perspective on what was important. What is going to make me the happiest I can be? And I had the idea that I wanted to travel, but knew that I couldn't afford to and keep the apartment. So it was a choice of, yes, I'm going to give up my apartment. It's a beautiful place to live and everything, but I can go back there anytime and park right by the beach and have the same view, even better than when I was in the apartment, because I'll be right on the edge of the water. Open up that side door and watch the ocean right there. So it's even better. It's even better. And the fact that I don't have to pay rent is probably the best thing. I wanted to feel homey and cozy and warm in here. That's why I went with all natural wood, and I went with an open concept. I didn't want to have any walls blocking off the bed or blocking off behind the driver's side door. I wanted to have a good flow to make it feel more spacious. I love every aspect of this van. It's my happy place, and I've never been happier in my life. So if you're considering living tiny or small or being a minimalist, I suggest that you really think hard about what you want for your kitchen. I decided to go with a good size countertop, and I wanted to be able to have all of my appliances that I like to use. People call me a power hog, but that's okay. I have the power. Just knowing what you need. I enjoy cooking myself. Going out to eat, it's costing too much money these days. So being able to cook at home and having an air fryer and a slow cooker and a toaster and a griddle and a grill and a pancake maker and all of those things. Plus, I also have the butane stove that I can cook with as well. Having things that are multi-purpose is the ultimate best idea for tiny living. For example, my air fryer is not just an air fryer. It broils, it bakes, it air fries, and it reheats. Yeah, it burns 900 watts, but it only runs for a few minutes. Even my slow cooker, that only pulls 60 to 80 watts. So I can let it run for 5 hours when I've got sun coming in, and then I've got my generator for a backup. I've never had an issue with power. I have a huge amount of storage here. I really do. I was surprised at how much my builder was able to accommodate. I couldn't ask for more. I have more stuff than I need. So in the morning I wake up and I have my cup of coffee first. I like to open up my drawer right here. In here I have my test kit so that I can test my blood sugar in the morning. I get out Milo's dog food. I prepare his food. I get out my cream for my coffee, and I sit down, I take my morning pills and enjoy my coffee at the table. 9:30, 10 o'clock, I'll take Milo out for a walk. I'll come back and finish my coffee and just sit back on my couch. And I don't play on my phone. I just sit here and I just look around, and I just am filled with happiness. The favorite part of my kitchen is my sink, for a couple of reasons. It's really big. It's deep. It was important to me to have a deep sink, mainly because when I make my dog's dog food, I use a big pan. And so if I had one of those little tiny sinks, I'd be having a hard time washing that big pan. And not only that, I like to take the bird bath, and I wash my hair in the sink, and I also give my dog Milo his bath in the sink. In my kitchen, if I were to change anything, and there is one thing that I would like to change, I would like to be able to take this piece here, bring it all the way over, and have some type of support underneath here so that I could leave this over here and be able to put my stove here and be able to have access to my sink at the same time. So that's one change I'm going to look into making. And then another thing that's really important to me is having both a fridge and a freezer. which are under my couch. I decided to go with both a fridge and a freezer because, number one, I'm insulin dependent diabetic, so I have to carry insulin with me. And when I'm traveling out here in the desert, I need to bring 6 months worth of insulin. The freezer I needed because I make my dog's dog food myself, and I make 40 days worth at a time. So that all gets packaged up and put in the freezer, and that takes about a third of the freezer space. So having the fridge and freezer underneath the couch can be a little bit challenging, because you do have to, move the cushion, lift up the thing, lift up the door, reach in. It's a chest style freezer, so some things are going to be buried. You're going to have to go through. But the advantage of that is that should something happen to it, it's going to stay colder longer because it's a chest style. And I like being able to have it so that I don't have taken up room with a refrigerator and that has a freezer that would be too small for my needs. This is my favorite place to sit and relax. This is my couch. It's 24 inches wide by 72 inches long. It also doubles as a guest bed, so I can have a sleepover if I want. And company comes and I can sit someone in my swivel chair. I can sit someone here, and I can even sit up on the bed, so we can fit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people in here all at once. And I think I have done that. This end of my couch, I have my bathroom area. I do not have a shower in my van. I didn't want to take up the space with that. So I invested in a shower tent. I have a quick connect hose that connects to the back of the van, where I just run the hose and run it up into the shower tent. I turn on the hot water tank and I have 2.5 gallons of hot water to shower with. And so the top drawer for the bathroom area has things like my hairbrush, my hair dryer, makeup, any kind of bathroom-y type of things, a little bit of lotions, whatnot, are all in that top drawer. In the bottom cabinet, my Trillino toilet is stored. I recommend it highly. It's an excellent system. It's composting with some coconut coir and very simple to use. I am glad that I did not put a shower in here. I didn't want to go through that hassle. Some people just put a shower in and then they wind up just using it for storage area. But again, it's a personal preference. I don't need to take a shower every day, but I like to take a shower maybe every 3rd day or every 4th day. So I'll set up the shower, and I leave the shower tent set up the whole time I'm out in the desert. And then when I'm home in Massachusetts at my sister's house, where I park in the driveway, I have access to her shower in the house. The way that this van came out, and because I was there during the whole build, I got to experience every part of it. So every night after the floor was done, I'd lay in the van and I'd think, I originally had wanted a whole closet here. Changed my mind on that. So I was able to see what was happening as it was happening, and then say, oh yeah, could you do this? Oh yeah, can I have that? And sure enough, it just came together, and it's just the most coziest little home I could ever have, and I just love it so much. I knew that I could not spend more than $20,000 for a van. So I found this one. This one was $19,000. I bought it for $19,000. There was no negotiating on the price. They don't do that anymore. I think I only put like $1,000 down on it, so it's financed. And my payments are $400 a month, so that's my rent for 4 years. Once that's paid off, I got no more rent to pay. I just pay car insurance. My car insurance in Massachusetts runs me about $100 a month. And then I have some old credit card debt that I consolidated, and I'm working on a payment plan with that. And once that's paid off in another 3 years, that money is all mine. So I'm on Social Security. I get about $1,800 a month to live on. And I can do it. I can live on that. Then I have my reserve money, my $9,000, $10,000, emergency fund. And then the build cost me roughly, with labor and material, about $20,000. So for just about $40,000, I have a home to live in. The apartment that I had was a very reasonably priced apartment. It was $1,040 a month, and it had heat and hot water included. And in Massachusetts, that's a big plus. I was probably paying out in the apartment $1,200 a month, roughly, to live there. And now I pay $400 a month, and it'll be done in another 3 years. I could have stayed there in the apartment, but I would not have been able to do any traveling or camping because Social Security alone, if I retired full-time, I would be very, very, very limited. And after 13 years, you would think that you would never get tired of being by the beach, but after a while it does become kind of like, okay, it's a beautiful place to live, but there's beautiful places all over the country that I can now go and make that my backyard. I mean, what are the chances that I'm going to live to 100? And I'm going to be 72 this June. So I'd say I'm in the final quarter. And in the final quarter, nothing else matters except being happy. Nothing else matters. In order to stay with my cozy theme, I decided I wanted just a twin-size bed. I didn't need a full-size bed. Why waste that space? So I went with a twin-size mattress. The mattress was given to me, and then I added a 4-inch egg crate mattress on top of that. It's like sleeping on a cloud. So I climb into bed at night. My head goes at this end usually. If for some reason I'm tipped and my feet, I don't want my feet higher than my head, I will sleep at the other end if I have to. And I love this bed so much. One of the great things about it is that there is a small wall behind here. You can see it right there. And that keeps the draft from the door away from me. But I can still open up and see out if I want to have a view of the ocean or wherever I'm parked. So the storage underneath this bed was originally meant for a little cubby or a little place for Milo to go to bed. I put a mattress in there. I even put a heating pad in there for him. He didn't want to sleep in there. He wanted to sleep with me. So, what Milo wants, Milo gets. And it turned out to be for the better, because now I have quite a few things stored underneath there. Things that, you just want to stuff away somewhere, but want to be able to have access to inside the van. When I am home in Massachusetts, I will go and visit family members. And a lot of them will say to me, well, why don't you come in? We got a guest room. You can come, even when I'm going up north and I'm going to stop and visit a friend, he'll say, come on in, I have a guest room. I said, I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. But I would have to pack up a bunch of stuff to bring into your house so that I would have my medication for the morning, my coffee I have everything I need right here. And my bed, my comfortable bed is right here. So thank you, but no thank you. I have not spent a night sleeping anywhere other than this bed since it was put in. When I was designing this van, my builder said to me, are you sure you want the cabinets over your head on both sides of the bed if you're going to be you sit up in bed? I've never been a person to sit up in bed and read. I might lay in bed and play on my phone till it hits me in the face and reminds me I need to go to sleep. But most of my time I sit on the couch, and the bed is for sleeping. Up here I have 9 upper cabinets for storage. It was important to me to have as much storage as possible. When I showed up there, I had a lot of stuff, and she was very concerned that she wasn't going to be able to fit everything back in the van. I fit almost everything that I wanted to fit, so it's worked out perfectly for me. I love this number of cabinets up here. I have a total of 12 fans altogether. They're all USB except for these 2 that are permanently mounted. On a hot day, I'll pull all 12 fans, and my swamp cooler and everything will come out, and I stay nice and cool in here. This is my garage. Back here I have a Blue Eddy 200 Max 2048 watt-hour battery. That runs all of my household appliances. The reason why I went with this big Blue Eddy is because of my refrigerator freezer situation. I needed enough power to make sure that those are gonna run. And this Blue Eddy has not let me down. It hooks to 600 watts of solar on the roof, and plus I have a generator. The rest of the storage in here, I have a 20-gallon freshwater tank over here on the side, and then I keep my generator in the middle. And I love these shoe racks on each door. my builder said to me, "You sure you want those? You won't be able to see out your back windows." I said, if I want to see out the back, I'll open the doors. So I prefer to have the storage. And I have way more shoes than I need, but that's okay. I'm slowly downsizing still. So, but yeah, this is great for storage. There's all kinds of stuff. You know, you never know what you're gonna need. I would say my main storage is on the inside for things of everyday use, and then back here is just your basic stuff that you need to run the van with. I am the happiest that I have ever been in my life, and my family knows it. They can see it in my face. They can hear it in my voice when I'm talking to them. My friends who in the beginning were not so crazy about me doing this. Even my daughter, who was in the beginning not so crazy about me doing this. They have seen the pure joy that I feel living this way and having the freedom that I have to go anywhere in this country I want to go and stay as long as I like. And there's nothing in the world that beats that freedom. Nothing. Thanks so much for watching my van tour. And if you want to follow me on YouTube, my YouTube channel is Milo, Otis, and Me. I have a TikTok account with Milo's stuff on it. And if you're interested in having your van built out by Jonnie, it's Jonnie's Journey, and that's on YouTube. And you can look at her videos and see how her van builds go. And then the company is called Midwest Van Builders, and they can be at midwestvanbuilders.com. Thanks for watching.